Hello everyone, Almin with you again, and in this video tutorial we're going to be covering how to create 2D as well as 3D maps using Mapbox. So let's begin. Now, in order to create any kind of maps with Mapbox, first thing we'll have to do is we're going to have to create an account. Now, to create an account is fairly easy. I'm not gonna create one now because it's I have already done that part. So, but we're gonna head straight into the process of creating maps. So if we just click on Mapbox here, that will bring us into this window, and we click on Start Mapping for free. By the way, there are certain areas of Mapbox that are free, but there are other ones that will have to be for the bigger users, big companies. There are some charges that they apply, but yeah, for us as students, we can use it for free to create our maps. So we're gonna start with new style, and we're not gonna. There are templates that we can use, by the way. But what we will do in this case, just to show the process of how to create maps, we're gonna be creating one from scratch. So we're gonna choose blank one, and we're gonna go customize blank. So this screen appears. So as you can see, there is no any kind of maps here. Everything is blank. So we will have to. It's all layer based. So we're just gonna be basically adding layer on top of layer, and each layer will contain different information. So if we add a new layer, and because that's the very first layer, we're gonna just choose it to be as a background, to convert it into the background, and we'll just be giving it maybe some neutral color. Now, second thing we usually create here is because that's the background layer. Second thing we do is we basically create the water layer, like all the seas and rivers are gonna appear on that layer. So if you head on to let's maybe choose Mapbox Streets V8. So that's one that contains like all of the options. If we choose water here, that you'll notice on the screen that all the water on the earth will appear on the screen as represented as green. So we can change this by clicking on style, and we can maybe select like what is usually represented with blue color. So let's maybe choose something along those lines. Yeah, so that's it. And as you can see, the background color that we have previously created, background layer, is actually this layer, the gray layer. That's actually our first layer. So the next layer we created is water, and we can add different patterns here. We can import even our own images or our own pattern that we want to have. Now, the next thing we can create is probably, let's create some streets. So if we select from the same options, if we select I'm just trying to find the streets, let's say roads. If we add roads, and if we click on style, we'll notice that some lines appear. So those lines actually represent the streets. So as I previously explained, all of those settings, they can be represented in different ways, different colors. So if we click on color here, we can maybe place those streets to be red, and we can give it opacity, we can give it a width. Like if we, for example, type 50 here, you will notice that our streets become much thicker. So maybe we can do, just bring it basically as 1 for now. So that's the other thing. Like usually we're gonna try to represent the street as black lines. So yeah, that's basically it. So the next thing we can do here is we can add some buildings and like names of the streets and names of the buildings and stuff like that. So let's first add some names, like because this is the area, we can see the area, but we can't really see what the name of the area, or when we zoom out, what the name of the city is. So we're gonna just be adding, we're gonna just add places label. So that will show the places, and if we click on yeah, if we select place labels, and if we go back to style, and if we from type, if we select not so we can represent it in different ways. So we can represent it as fields, as lines, but we want as symbols, like we want actual text to appear. So if we go back to styles, if we go back to insert a data field, we can choose of what actually that name should represent. Like in this case, we're going to choose local name of the place. So when we click local name of the place, that will give us, like, we can see that now we have all the names. So as soon as we zoom in, so the smaller the name actually of the areas are appearing as a smaller. So let's maybe just make these roads a bit more different color, just for better representation. But yeah, we can choose any kind of color we want. So let's maybe choose that one for now. And for place label, we can basically play with the colors, with the font type and everything else. So Mapbox is pretty cool from that side, as it gives many opportunities to the user. So those that what I'm showing is just a basic way of how we can create any kind of map. So we can further play with any other details. So what is missing from here is, let's maybe just add some buildings. So if we choose buildings, we add a new layer and we choose buildings, and that will appear as a green as the thing that we're adding. So if we go back to style, we can choose the fill pattern, or we can choose, let's put it maybe on black. It looks like a nollie map now. So in styles, actually select, if we go to select data, and if we click on type, we can actually make those buildings be in 3D. That's a pretty cool thing. Yeah, we click OK, and now if we switch to 3D, one thing that we'll have to do is we'll have to go back to styles, and we're gonna have to apply the height. So in order to apply the height, we will have to go to style across data range, and we click on height. So if we change the height, let's say anything above 1.5, yeah, that's gonna make all the buildings be 1.5. So what, we don't want that. We want that to be 0, because that's actually a base height. And if we click on this one here, and if we make it to 1.5, that will actually give us all the 3Ds of the buildings, which is pretty cool. So if we had maybe in the CBD somewhere, we can see in South Bank that all of those buildings are now here and are actually appearing in our map, which is pretty cool representation if we just quickly want to show the context of your new building, and if you maybe want to Photoshop your building inside and stuff like that. So yeah, let's just maybe change color a little bit of those buildings. Let's maybe make them, the red was pretty cool. Okay, we're gonna choose this one for now. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video tutorial. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll be with you very shortly with another video tutorial. Bye.